Willkommen, bienvenido, hola, hello, welcome to the Jaden Show. I hope you've had a wonderful and, dare I say it, spectacular week since we last saw each other. I'm very excited about today's show because not only am I going all the way to the UK to meet an exceptionally talented young man, producer, promoter, songwriter, musician, session vocalist, session musician. I mean, the list of this guy's talents is endless. But me and him and I have got some fantastic news to be sharing with you before the end of this show. So make sure you watch it from now right to the very end. It's going to be very exciting. This guy has worked and produced and written for some amazing people. One of my favorite bands, you remember Steve Grant was on my show a wee while ago on New Year's. I think it was my New Year's show back in the day. He's going to feature a little bit today because Buzz had written this song, which was produced and released for Tight Fit. This is called Electric. This is Tight Fit, written by Buzz. Enjoy.
Wondering
How great was that song? Let's go and meet the man behind that song and this week's very special guest, the amazing Dave BUZZ Buswell. David BUZZ Buswell, welcome to Mexico and the Jaden Show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you so much. Very excited about future happenings, but we can talk about that in a minute. It looks very dark in the UK. Is it still lovely and warm?
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Really?
It's yeah. I mean, we just spent a few weeks in Spain, and it matches that. So happy days.
I think last week some parts of England were actually hotter than Mexico.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Not today though. It's bloody hot today, but yeah, I think you're catching up with the old temperature now, which is nice.
Yeah. Thank heavens for global warming.
Well, yeah, or not here, mate. I tell you, like I'm thinking, I'll just go and sit in front of the fridge. I open the fridge door and sit in front of it with a cup of tea, iced tea for 10 minutes. Is that bloody hot? Yeah, it's getting a bit warm here. So, composer, songwriter, music producer, session vocalist, session musician. Is there anything you don't do in the music industry?
Probably not, to be honest.
Really?
I've had quite a varied career, and I think I've probably done everything. To be honest. Yeah.
Obviously, you're in your 30s. How many years have you been doing this now?
I'm what? Sorry.
In your 30s. So how many? Yeah. So how many? So how many years have you been doing this now? And how did you get introduced into the music industry, actually?
Oh, well, I mean, music's been in my family since I was a little boy. We had a grand piano set up in the front room, and from the age of about 4, I was plonking away at it, and then I got music lessons. And by the time I was about 11, 12, I just wanted to be a rock star.
Really?
So I set up a band at school, and off it went. So, you know the story, and then just things sort of took different turns as I went along, and I've had such a varied career, and it's been so rewarding. It's brilliant.
Amazing, man, and so cool that you're still passionate about it, which is
very
rare these days. A lot of people get kind of worn out by it or disappointed in it, and it's never what people think it's going to be.
It's a difficult business to be in. It really is, and I've had to diversify so much, which is why I've got so many hats that I wear. When I have to be, I can't just be a songwriter and earn a living from it. I can't be just a music producer. I have to do everything. I do a bit of teaching. I do my session vocals. I produce backing tracks. I have local people come in and record. So it goes from sort of very amateur to top professional. And it's really, really interesting.
That's cool. And what so far? I mean, obviously, you probably had millions of highlights of your career, but what has been like the most exciting things that have happened to you?
Well, I don't know. I think it was really exciting to eventually get a song to #1 in the Heritage charts with the Tight Fit tracks. That was absolutely brilliant because I've been writing for years. I've been writing again from being a teenager, and then things, you get a bit disheartened, and I've got cassettes and then CDs and mini disc ideas and songs, and they just sat on the shelf, and then all of a sudden you get this. I get contact from T Webb, who I've known for years and years anyway. We're really good buddies, and he says, "Oh, I've signed to Energize, but we've got some chance of writing for other artists as well, Rosella, Sonia, Sunita. They got those artists on their books.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do we do a bit of writing? I mean, we've got a few songs that we'd written together in years gone by, but so we started writing, and then it was, I don't know, it's just amazing because it's one of those things. Don't ever give up, because it can, like I say, I've been writing since a teenager, and I thought, oh, never going to happen, but here I am in my 60s and still #1.
Still
eventually.
Amazing.
Well,
here's to more. Here's to more. Hopefully, that would be super cool. Obviously, I've got a little bit of a vested interest in that, but so we'll talk about that in a minute. I was such a huge Tight Fit fan, so that's how I got to hear about you, because back in the day, Fantasy Island was one of my favourite songs. I think it was 1982 or something like, or maybe a bit that even. And I was always a pure pop boy. So Sonia, and then Rosala when she came out, and just Sonia. I still sing one of Sonia's songs when I do like high energy discos and that out here. I'm just like, oh, you never stop me from loving you, and everyone's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I love all that kind of music, and the music you're doing. When I found out more about you again through Andrew Nolan, who's one of your artists, and you know, came out with some amazing tunes as well. What was, when you were a kid, when you were baby Buzz, what were you kind of sitting around listening to? What was the general genre of music in your household and in your family?
Well, my parents were very musical theatre orientated, so they're in local sort of amateur dramatics. So they were doing things like My Fair Lady, Showboat, Rosemary, you know, West Side Story, anything, you know, that type of music. But they'd listen to, they'd have Radio 2 on, so they'd have Sing Something Simple on a Sunday afternoon, and so music was always there for me. And they'd have rehearsals in our front room at home. So I was sort of, if I wasn't downstairs, or if I was tucked up in bed, I'd be sat at the top of the stairs listening to them all, giggling away and trying to sing in tune and get everything right. So so that was sort of as baby Buzz, and then as it developed through the years, my sort of teenage years, it was late 60s, early 70s, and so it was Motown, glam rock, sort of pop. So that was, I was into sort of Slade and Gary Glitter and and all that sort of glam rock stuff at the time. But then as I got a bit more into music, and I learned a bit more about it, I was into more things like Genesis and Peter Gabriel and progressive rock, and more sort of what you'd say intellectual music.
More grown up.
More grown up, yeah. But my musical taste is so eclectic. You know, like classical music, heavy rock, reggae, country, soul. I love anything.
Everything.
Yeah, if I like it, I like it. I don't care what genre it is.
Yeah. Me too. I'm very much like that. When the last time you sat back and chilled out, just listened to music, just to unwind, who was you listening to? So
there's my favourite band at the moment is a band called Frost. They're not very well known, I don't think, globally, but they are again a progressive rock band, and I've seen them 3 times, and I absolutely love them. And the main guy, Jem, is a music producer himself, and he's written with Gary Barlow, and produced and written for Atomic Kitten. Wow. So he's got quite a stuff. Yeah, so he's doing stuff. So he's got his commercial side, but when he does his own stuff, he does this progressive rock band called Frost, and I absolutely love them. The whole family loves them.
I'll have to check that out. Oh, your family musical? Are you married with children, or married, or? Yeah.
So my wife Rebel, who's part of the record company, she's got a saxophone. She keeps threatening to play it. She blows a few notes every now and again, but she can sing, but she's too shy to sing. But she's been with me for 44 years, and she's grown. You know, we met at a nightclub when I was working in a band, and she's just been with me through my musical career, more or less.
Oh, that's super cool.
We met when I was 17, so you know it's been a long time. So yeah, she's musical. She doesn't particularly play. All my children play. I've got 5 children.
Wow, okay, busy man.
They all play to a degree, and I've got one son who's a professional guitarist, and also he's in a project band which we're setting up called England, which is we're going to promote hopefully next year on the label. So yeah, looking forward to that.
And I think he needs to come to the Jaden show for a chat at some point.
Well, we will do, yes.
Got to keep it British.
Absolutely,
yeah, that'd be amazing, man. So what's going on for you at the moment? What's happening for Mr. B at the moment?
Okay, so still writing. I mean, I'm doing my normal sort of day-to-day bread and butter work, which is the session vocals, music, audio production. the songwriting is, and the record company is sort of taking the forefront of everything, I think, at the moment. And yeah, just working on new stuff all the time. So resurrected a few old songs, whether with Andrew and Olin. I mean, some of the songs that he's released, I wrote back in, I don't know, probably 1980, 80,
Wow, okay.
mid-80s. Yeah, so long ago. And it's, like I said, it's so great to have those songs from such a long time ago. Which are not just sat on the shelf anymore, gathering dust. And it's because, you know, it's how things have rolled on from the Energized Records connection with Tight Fit and so yeah, so I'm doing some more work with Andrew. We've got the England project, the rock band next year, which is got about 5 songs down with them. So need another maybe 4 or 5 more to do the album, and then they're going to push them out on the road next year.
Wow. Okay.
And then of course we've Crazy Records has just signed a brand new artist.
Really?
Yeah.
Man or female?
I wonder who that might be.
Man or female?
Oh, so yes, it's a male chap. He lives out in Mexico.
Oh my God, I bet he's wonderfully charismatic and handsome.
He is so gorgeous. You know.
He's gonna fail, mate. I'm sorry. There's yeah, no, it's been
here it is, a world exclusive. Jaden Cornelius has signed on one single deal so far. And
wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to get him on my show as well. That would be super cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
To interview him, yeah, bring out my schizophrenic side. That's going to be interesting. No, it's amazing. Yeah. So I'm so chuffed. The song is amazing. We're just shooting the video at the moment. People at home as well, we're just shooting the video. So today's the 2nd of July. So in 5 days' time, oh yes, only 5 days' time, you are going to be able to get Lost Without Your Love, Jaden Cornelius on Crazy Dog Records. OMG. It's going to be amazing. I love the song when I first heard it. And then I'm a typical artist, always critical of me. So I think that's the point of being an artist, right? One of them. And then while shooting the video, so I played it loads of times, played it in the car, can't stop playing it. And it was really interesting. I sneakily, I host a couple of karaoke nights, bread and butter stuff as well, right? And because I got 22 street animals I take care of, so I do need a lot of bread and butter. So I thought, right, I'd uploaded the karaoke version to my YouTube, but it's on private. But of course I could access it. So at the end of Saturday night show, I'm like, there's not many people here. I'm just going to have a sing song of it just to see how it sounds. My first time singing live. And the coolest thing was that when I was packing away, people were still humming the song. You could hear, yeah, lots of people singing it and like the little bits of it. Da, 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 da. I'm not giving too much of it away just yet, but I could hear it coming from the bar and hear it coming from the family at the back. And I was like, that's going to work. When did you write that song?
I wrote it last year. There's a website that I use that you can get music work from. And it's like you put in a bid for a project. So they say, you need a top line for this backing track. So you just send an example of what you think might go over the top of it. So this guy, I think it was like a sort of semi-disco trap type of feel to it. And I immediately heard the chorus, which I won't sing, we won't give too much away. But I heard this chorus. Dun, 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 dun. I thought, oh yeah, that sounds right. So I just did this little demo, sent it off, and never heard anything more. And then I thought, well, that's a great song. I could just hear somebody like I don't know, Justin Timberlake singing this, or you know, somebody that sort of ilk. So anyway, I finished it off, and then I hadn't demoed it up. I just still got this guy's original backing track and just me sort of singing on the top of it. And then Andrew came on your show,
yeah,
and afterwards he said, "Oh, Jaden's really interested in your work.
He's a good boy.
He might like to do something and probably even have a chat." So okay, so I pitched it to you, as you well know. So and then it all just came from there. So yeah, I think the song was probably about 12 months old in total, but it wasn't really finished off till probably about 6 months ago.
That was amazing, and I'm pleased that Justin Timberlake was very busy. Actually,
yeah, well, I did turn him down so that you could do it. You do realise?
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that to me. Actually, I think the last person that was turned down was Petula Clark, so I could do the song. But apart from that, obviously, I'm still down for the Amazing. So, what other projects have you got coming out? So, we've got the Jaden Cornelius track coming out the 7th of July. Very excited by that. In the process of doing a little video for YouTube at the moment. What else is on? Is in the future? Well, at least in 2023 for Buzz.
Yeah. So Andrew and I's got a couple of tracks on the go. I think he's released another one late summer, which is more or less complete. And then he's got his album. As I say, I've got the England project. Maria Ruby's asked me to do another song for her, but she is working with various other DJs, so I'm not sure how committed she is to anything at the moment. So we're just open to keep plugging along. So at the moment, that's what we're doing. We've got to remix Bolzara on as well, who just takes a lot of our tracks and dances them up a bit. So he'll no doubt be remixing Lost Without Your Love. So
cool. Yeah, because I've seen a couple of their tracks on your YouTube channel. And for the people at home, throughout this whole interview, you can find all the social media platforms where you can find David BUZZ Buswell and his music projects and his artists and everything. So I do suggest you go and follow him, go and check out everything so you can hear some really, really great music and see what he's up to. Maria Rubio, wasn't she in a quite a famous 80s, 90s group?
Yeah, she was just a featured singer with I can't remember off the top of my head, but she had a top 5 hits in about late 90s.
Okay,
and then I think she had a couple of not so major hits after that. Then she was featured on tracks were featured on Love Island, which has resurrected her career a little bit. So we just sort of stumbled across each other on social media, basically. She'd seen the Tight Fit track, and she says, "Oh, are you writing, producing?" So I sent her a couple of tracks, and she says, "Oh, I've got to do these, Sweet. So she came down to the studio, put the vocal down. She did 2 songs in about 3-4 hours, I think. So it was, pretty good. And then I produced it afterwards, and so we had Eye of the Storm in about October last year, and Pieces of My Life beginning of this year.
We're going to listen to that at the end of the show. Actually, it's a really cool track.
Yeah. I mean, it's not pulled up any trees or anything, but we're all sort of early stages of Crazy Dog Records is just been born. Really, it's not even 12 months old yet.
Wow. Okay.
So we've achieved quite a bit in that short space of time.
Yeah, that's amazing, right?
And it's just myself and my wife that are running it, and we're sort of pressing all the buttons, learning about social media, because neither of us have had a clue before anything like this. So just learning as we go along.
And that's bloody hard work, to be fair. That's a full-time job in itself.
So there's another hassle where, marketing and social media and all that.
Yeah, I found that more intense because I'm a typical artist. I love being in the studio, love writing, love doing all that kind of thing. And then sitting in front of a computer and getting people to like me I was also working full time and then doing 8 hours just liking videos and commenting on videos on YouTube so people would look at mine. Back in the day, it was intense hard work. Actually. Yeah, that's it. And it's a lot easier now. I would say I'm a 90s boy when I was signed to a label. And we were still we were working on that, I think, at the time. And there was no social media. So you wanted people to hear you. You had to get up to Leeds, do a 3-song PA in some dodgy ass nightclub, and the hope that they weren't too eed or drunk off their face to actually remember who you were the next morning. Whereas now you can access the world just by sitting in your back bedroom or in your office or whatever. And
I
think it's harder now, actually.
Well, yeah, because if you put something up on social media, it's there for a second and then it's gone, and look at a cat falling into a puddle upside down, and that's how it goes. You're losing out to some sort of little animal.
Well, and also, and trying to get people to press just subscribe, which takes 0.3 seconds. It's just like, so people at home, support artists who are working really, really hard, and all the people in the background of the artists, the producers, the musicians, the promotion companies, everybody. And all you've got to do is go like, share, subscribe. That's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like pulling teeth sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to carry on.
Yeah, so please do subscribe. Spread the word. That's what we need to get the music out there, and that's what I need.
We're going to be a dying breed soon when that bloody AI thing kicks off.
Yeah, so Paul McCartney's resurrected John Lennon. And,
really?
Yeah. So, you've not seen the article. So, yeah, Beatles have got the final Beatles songs coming out imminently, I think.
Wow.
And Paul McCartney's taken an old demo, which it's on cassette, just John sat at the piano. And it, obviously before he died, but the way it was worded is like he'd made this demo because he knew he was dying, but obviously he didn't know he was dying. But anyway, he got this cassette of demos, and Paul McCartney's used AI to lift his vocal out of it, polished it all up, and he's produced this track, which is coming out as the final Beatles song.
Wow, amazing, man.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it immensely.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Massive Beatles fan.
Yeah, no, I love the Beatles, and I was also really into ABBA and what they're doing with their virtual tour. I mean, I can't wait to get back at some point this year or next year to the UK, obviously to see family and friends, but because I need to go to that ABBA arena and check out that show.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, have you seen it yet?
No, I've not. No,
I need to be seeing that. Okay, so we've got a bit of time left to kick some music industry butt. We're good. It's not all over just yet before the robots take over. So how do you see? How does you're in the late summer of your life, like my fine self. How do you see the future progressing for Crazy Dog Records, for the work you're doing for the artists? What's your dream? What's your dream outcome?
Oh, I mean, if it can be self-sufficient and keep promoting the music and hopefully signing new artists and just getting artists that haven't really been heard of and promoting them and getting something out there, because I know how frustrating it can be to try and get your music out there. I've been signed to record labels and you're just on the brink of, oh yeah, we're going to have a #1 hit, and then something goes tits up and it'll flat on its face, And,
I've been in a lot of those situations back in the day.
This point there, and you just have to carry on and pick yourself up and carry on. Hence, sometimes you get a bit disheartened and you end up with stacks and stacks of cassettes on your shelf that aren't doing anything. But as I said, eventually things might turn around and something might happen.
Absolutely, man.
With myself, it's relaunched my songwriting and production career, and it has knock-on effects as well, because like I've met you, I've met loads of other interesting people that I'm working with and writing for. I'm doing a project with a Canadian artist called Resonate Star. So so far she's just asked me to vocalize on the track. So I've become the not the only vocalist, but a good 50% of her tracks. But now she's asking me to produce as well. So that won't be on Crazy Dog. That'll just be, I think she's just self-promoting that herself.
Yeah, but that's your work that you're doing. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, so that's just a knock-on from, just another thing that's come from all this project, and it's amazing how things just keep spinning around.
I think it's the big difference between the I don't know, your agenda for doing the things that you do. Is it for money and fame and fortune, which is always lovely no matter what your agenda. It's always good to know that you can pay the phone bill, know that you can go to Tesco's and buy your shopping next week. That's amazing. But if that's your only desire about it, then if you have too many expectations, then there are a lot of disappointments. But I think if you do it because you love it, it lessens the blows, because like you said, it's a really incredibly personally destructive at times and fickle business. you can be celebrating the heads of agreement with champagne, and then you're shelled for 3 years afterwards. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's so, but it's really. I think that's the difference. I really believe in the saying, "The journey is the destination." So the journey of becoming where you want to become is when you meet the beautiful people, when you experience things you would never have experienced any other way. And so for me, it's exactly the same. I just love what I'm doing. Like when I was a pop star in the 90s, then I decided just to do classical and opera, kind of classical crossover kind of stuff. And obviously because I was tattooed and pierced, I was very different. So, you know, I was rocking up at a theatre in jeans and a ripped t-shirt singing Nessun Dorma and, you know, Time to Say Goodbye, these kind of things. And then, you know, people are like, well, you can't veer off your classical crossover track. But I think when COVID hit and showed the fragility of our industry, that actually all you can do is be authentic to self and just take anything that makes you feel good and that you're going to enjoy. So now I will sing the songs I like to do. I can do a bit of reggaeton, bit of disco, bit of opera, you know, Spanish, English, Tagalog, French, whatever, just because it's about my journey now and I'm really enjoying it. And that brought me to working with you as well. So
yeah, so you're fulfilling your artistic needs, really.
Just being authentic, you're just doing you, because you're the only one that can do you the best, right?
Yeah. And I think if it starts becoming unreal when you're having to force things and do music that you don't really want to do, I think that's the time to say, well, no, I'm not doing that, because I wouldn't want to sell myself out just to try and earn a buck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, I do my bread and butter work where I have to do, because I produce backing tracks. I've more or less since I set my own recording studio up, I've done backing tracks from back in the 80s, and so basically karaoke stroke backing tracks. So I have to do everything that comes through the door. Really strange, obscure songs. Which, why does somebody want that as a backing track? I don't know, but and then I do some great songs as well. You know, some like Joe Cocker and some of the Motown stuff, and so it can be really interesting as well. So so I do have to sell myself out a little bit, but that's just bread and butter money. But in terms of writing and production, my creativity, I wouldn't want to sell out.
No, absolutely. You can make the most amazing cake, you still got to wash up afterwards. So there's always going to be some part of it that's not as nice, right? So, but that's part of that. That's the course of the industry, right? Well, I'm pleased you stuck at it, and I'm pleased you're continuing to enjoy it, and you're still passionate about it, because I get to work with you as well, and I'm very excited to see where our song takes, and you know, people's comments and views, and that's going to be very exciting. Very exciting. So I think we should get together in a couple of days. I think even the Wednesday, which is coming up in a couple of days, actually. And I think we should share the video, and I think we should have a quick chat about the track and share the video, like an exclusive on the Jaden show. World
exclusive, yes. You saw it here, folks.
Absolutely. So we're really representing Mexico and England, so we're really international. That's right. I'll try and get it out to some tiki bars on the Caribbean, don't you worry. Of course I have to go there for margarita to do it, but it's
that's such a shame. That's such a shame.
It's a price you pay, mate, for the art. That's what it is.
That's it.
But Dave, thank you so much for being part of my show. Like I said, I'm really grateful to you and your talent and your passion, because it helps other artists be able to continue to live theirs as well. So you're doing an amazing job. And I'll look forward to catching up with you on Wednesday on the Jaden's Show special, and we can have a little bit more chat about Lost Without Your Love.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Perfect. People at home, go and find Buzz on all of his social media links that you've been seeing running throughout the interview. You can also go to the actual the program page on YouTube, and you can find all the links there as well. Go and check him out. Go and show the brother some love. Go and find out his other wonderful artists and some other great music as well. And I will catch up with you, mister, in a couple of days' time.
On Wednesday.
Bloody wonderful. You take care. Thank you so much, dude.
Yes.
See you later. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. No. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I can't wait for Sunday. I can't wait for Sunday for another excellent edition of the Jane Show, but I can't wait for Friday, because the single Lost Without Your Love is going to be dropped you need to be going, checking that out as soon as you hear that little tinkly bell thing ring, as soon as that video is on that bloody YouTube of mine. Go and check it out. Go and download the song. Go and share it with your friends. I'm so excited about being able to release another single. So thank you, Buzz, so much for sharing your work with me and allowing me to sing it. Super cool. Thank you, crazy kids at home, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Jaden show as much as I have. I will be back next week with a super special guest. Before I leave, don't forget to go and follow Buzz, David BUZZ Buswell, on all of his social media that you've seen running underneath this interview throughout the show, and you can find on the credits page on YouTube as well. Go and check him out. Go and show brother support and love. Go and find out his future releases, the other artists, and who knows, maybe a sequel to Lost Without Your Love by Jaden. How cool would that be? Also, don't forget to follow me on my social media now more than ever. Please get your friends to subscribe to this channel. Please get your friends to like and share and retweet, and whatever you need to be doing, let me get this song out. Let's really rock this song together. Let's make it really, 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 really well received worldwide, mundial. I'm very excited about this. Anyway, you take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful new week. I will see you again on Sunday with another spectacular guest, and stay beautiful. This is now a fantastic track by Maria Rubia. This is called Pieces of My Life, another wonderful song by Buzz as well. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next week on the Jaden Show. Take care. Bye-bye.
To be part of it, but I never wanted to be left alone to die. And isn't it so funny how the time can change your life? No one ever gave a thought to reason why. I'll be crawling back inside your veins. Just watch me in the blink of an eye. Taking life from day to day, even though I've got something